episode of Fire Up. We're doing the NFL Draft Special. So, draft specialist, Mr. Pensman, how are you doing tonight?
A little stressed out. But we're pick 9. Let's see what happens. I'll have a couple more picks to wait. I have to wait till 21, but we'll see what happens at 21.
Okay, draft specialist, JD, how are you tonight?
We got
JD, did you hear me?
I'm good. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Everything got real shady again. So we're going to find out. But my grease is boiling if y'all can hear me.
Okay. And then draft
Could you
specialist,
not hear me?
Brian, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I'm just waiting on the 11th pick right now for the San Francisco 49ers.
He's a
But
bandwagon.
it's been a
He's a
doozer today.
bandwagon fan.
No, hush.
It's draft night evening. It's draft night. You got it. You got it. So we have to start with talking with the first pick of the draft. I mean, it was the worst kept secret. But Cam Ward to the Titans. How do we feel about that pick?
No surprise.
Not
No
surprised.
surprise at all.
I mean,
Go ahead, Brian.
I even had it in my draft pick. You know, I did it in my draft, mock draft. I had Cam Ward going first. So it was not surprised at all. I mean, everybody's been talking about it.
JD, can you hear us?
I can as of now.
Okay.
This is worse than my dating life back in the day. It moves pretty quick. I'm good for like 2 or 3 minutes and then bam, it's gone.
Okay,
Like,
well, I'm going to take these first 2 minutes then, and you tell us how you feel about the Cam Ward going to the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, we all knew that was going to be the case. What really shocked me, was that everybody's played this so close to the vest. I mean, they didn't really, and a lot of times when you get that one pick, they'll announce it a little bit early, and they didn't do that here. And so I thought that was really interesting, one. But then two, I cannot believe the Browns traded out of 2 when they already had 10 picks. And then the Panthers, that's why my grease is boiling, of course. I seriously, I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about anything anymore.
Well, I want to start out. I loved how the draft started. I thought that was kind of really cool, the way that they honored Green Bay and some of their traditions. Roger Goodell coming out on the bicycles with some of the Packer legends. I know there's a lot of people commenting that, oh, it's not as big of a crowd as Detroit. They didn't want as big of a crowd as Detroit. They're actually limited the crowd because they don't want them all so packed in so tight. And they want it to be Lambeau style, not Detroit style. Detroit's different, you know? So I'm going to play a clip. When we were at Miami's Pro Day, Scott asked Cam Ward a question about being drafted in Green Bay. So we're going to go to that clip right now. If I can get it to play. Here we go.
Cam, when you do get drafted, what are the thoughts that it's going to happen in Green Bay, the home of the Packers and title town, and the history of pro football being a bucket list place to go? I mean, all the history is just unbelievable. You're going to have be on that big stage in that particular area.
Yeah, that's what we drafted in. That's football heaven over there. Ain't nothing to do with football. That's all I want the world to know me as a football player. I wake up every day, try to get the same mindset and work with it. But the draft in Green Bay, ain't nothing like it just because there ain't nothing to do there but football. So that's what we want to be.
So getting drafted in Green Bay, because that's the only thing to do in Green Bay is football. That's a little far-fetched, being that I'm from Wisconsin. But hey, he's probably never been to Wisconsin. This is probably his first time there. Yes.
Well, may I say this, Candy?
Yeah.
I think it was Tom Pelissaro on today, and back in the day when he lived in Green Bay, writing for their newspaper, he literally talked about how he lived in an apartment complex where it was nothing but Green Bay players. They literally had them all right there, one area, right down the road from the stadium. So that's probably why they get that sense. It's like, yeah, we just go to work and come home.
Mm-hmm. And I get that. But I would venture to say that that would be the case for a lot of different places. And here's what I'm going to say. If it's not, it probably should be. Because if your job is strictly to be playing football, what should you be doing during football season besides going home? You know, like you shouldn't be doing some of these extracurricular activities that some of these people are getting in trouble for. So, yes.
Facts. Correct.
Happy. Exactly. You know, otherwise you get into trouble. There might be too many distractions. Your mind isn't on your job. And let's face it, it takes a lot to be in the NFL these days. And especially if you're a newbie, like to the NFL, like Cam Ward, he's got his work cut out for him. He's got to learn a whole new system. He's got to gel with the rest of the team. He's got a lot of work ahead of him.
I completely agree.
I agree too.
You know,
I agree.
Tennessee, I mean, why else are they drafting number 1 overall?
mm-hmm.
They're not a very good football team. And I hate well, and I hate labeling people as a bust, because a lot of times
With him and Lockett, I think he'll be a nice connection.
Oh, I agree. But a lot of times with the NFL draft, all of the best players go to the worst teams. I mean, now, of course, there's people like Jamarcus Russell who claims to watch an empty videotape and said he studied the film they gave him and they caught him there. But a lot of times these guys are going to bad situations anyway, right? I mean, how much success do they really have a chance to have? And we just, we'll throw that bus tag out there in a hurry.
The only way you aren't going to a bad team if they're drafting early is if there was a trade. If somebody traded up for you, and depending on where you were that you traded up to get, hitting it out of the ballpark, I have to give kudos to Jacksonville. Though I think as far as a whole new setup, they went and swung for the fences. And why not? Going for trading up, getting Travis Hunter. Yes, they gave away a bunch of draft picks, but you don't always hit on the draft picks either.
Well, Candy, I got a thing on Cam Ward right now. It says on this scouting report weakness, it says the deep ball accuracy can waver than mechanics base breakdown, especially on throws beyond 45 yards. I mean, can that be a concern right there too?
How often are you asking quarterbacks to throw more than 45 yards?
What? Maybe 30% to 40%? Maybe.
You think that high? I don't
know. That can be lower. Maybe 20.
I was gonna say, and most of the time when you're saying that, you could be throwing up a Hail Mary.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be a good, interesting stat. I don't know the answer to that question.
The only way they could do that is if it's 2nd and 15, 3rd and 15, something like that. But
still, then you're normally not throwing.
Yeah, that's not 45 yards though.
Right. I'm just giving an example. Like that's where they go down the hot route.
So JD, what we're talking about is they were saying that Cam Ward isn't as accurate when he's throwing 45 yards or more. So we were trying to figure out what percentage of throws for quarterbacks. I'm gonna try and see if I can find the answer.
Chicago just got the Michigan's tight end.
Well, Caleb needs some people to throw to.
That was quick, Brian.
Yeah, that was.
That was like 2 seconds. It went to 49ers is on the clock, and like 2 seconds later, the pick's in.
Yeah, the pick's in, and then the Dallas Cowboys are on the clock. I don't think a lot of people like that Michigan tight end.
He's decent, though.
Yeah. I don't think the Saints like what they got, Banks.
Him and Caleb will be a nice connection, too.
Yeah. I'm kind of concerned what they're going to get on this one, on the 49ers.
The Bears picked tight end.
Yeah, they got
I'm
level
not,
in.
I'm not big on Cam Ward. He extended plays with Miami with success that he won't be able to do in the NFL. I disagree.
I
think
disagree with that, too.
Yeah.
I think he was elusive to the fact that there were times people were trying to get him down, and he's strong enough and has enough lower body strength to not go down and to be able to extend a play. Let's see. So NFL quarterbacks attempted 175 passes of 45 yards or more in a season. Let's see.
Yay. JD's back.
They
Yep.
only attempt 1.02. The percentage of pass attempts that are 45 yards or more is approximately 1.02%. So they don't
Not for
throw
long.
a lot.
So that's a lot lower than what I thought it was.
It is, yes. So then it's not going to be as much of a factor. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Oh no, poor JD. I don't know what's going on, but he is
Brian,
having issues.
Brian.
Yes.
Can you change your stream up just for a little bit? I want to see something.
What? I had a mess. No, because I
wanna
ain't got nothing going on.
Yeah, no, I just want to see something. See if you can get rid of that fancy stuff. Because when you and I were streaming, we had that problem.
No, because mine's not even doing anything. Mine's is my
Okay.
computer's running at 3.2 right now.
Okay.
It's not doing nothing. I'm streaming from a camera,
Okay.
so that's all I'm doing.
I don't know. Well, I got something to say. Mason Graham went to the Browns, and with him and Myles Garrett, I think that's going to be a nasty line of scrimmage.
Mm-hmm.
They're building the wall up big time in Cleveland. So Mason Graham, if he does what he did in Michigan, and I'm a Michigan fan, I know what Mason Graham did with the Wolverines. I don't know. So
JD, I'm sorry. I don't know what's happening and why you keep getting kicked out. I feel bad. But I understand you've tried a couple times. You gave it a good effort. So, Hensman, who do you want your team to take now? Who's left?
I want Shador Sanders, Ibuka, or Will Howard.
Okay.
That's not bad at all.
We need a wide receiver badly because of our wide receiver depth, because George Pickens is pretty much going, you don't know that. You don't know that. He tried to go to Penn State. He got denied of that. Maybe Milroy's better, but I'm just saying Will Howard has the numbers, and Tomlin can make him into a good pocket passer. We'll see. You can't tell somebody's a bust until they come in. Kenny Pickett is a bust. We already know that.
I think part of it is what system are you? So when you draft somebody, what system are you drafting them into, and who are you surrounding them with?
Right.
Because let's face it, Caleb, yes, last year, and not that people would say he's a bust, but did he really have the year that everybody thought he was going to have?
And besides, you can't say he's a bust until year 2 of his career or year 3. You have to have at least a year or two under your belt before he becomes a bust.
Right.
So anybody that says he's a bust, he hasn't even had a NFL snap yet. He hasn't even put on the jersey yet. You can't compare him to college. College and NFL are two different speeds. You got to give the guy a chance.
Yeah.
And Peyton Manning and all these players that were legends had a horrible rookie year. And then look what they made a Hall of Fame career out of it. So I don't believe anybody's a bust until year 4, year 5.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
if you draft a quarterback, how many? Now, if you draft him really early, you have to play him because let's face it, you know most of your first round picks you're playing.
And
But
whoever
drafting, yeah, especially a quarterback. If you're drafting second or third round, you can afford to put him, behind, have him learn the system. Because honestly, I think that's the best way. I think trying to throw these guys in too soon into the fire doesn't help because it doesn't help their confidence. They don't have enough reps. They don't understand the NFL system because even though, and I've never understood this because I'm like, you've been playing football all your life. It's not like football has changed a lot, but there is a difference between NFL and college. And so I think they really do need time to learn the system, learn how to read different defenses, especially if you're, a quarterback. And then,
give me 1 second, I'll be back.
okay.
Hey, Candy, I got a question. This is my whole thing about talking about quarterbacks, new quarterbacks, and I agree with you on that. They need to take a year because if I was a coach at an NFL team and I just drafted
I'm back.
a quarterback, my thing is if I got a veteran that's sitting the bench that's getting ready to retire or could be moved, I want my second quarterback to be better than what my first quarterback, and I want him to learn the system that I'm in as an offensive coordinator. And I don't want him to go out there and going, okay, well, this is the playbook, and he doesn't understand it. In NFL, it's different from college because the guys are faster. His eyes are not going to see well. And, that's just kind of my thing. And the defense is totally faster than the NFL. I mean, the college football. So
Right.
that's just my pick. I would have to give him 2 maybe 2 years if he was a rookie in the NFL.
And I think it depends on where you drafted them and how much you're paying them, because that makes a difference too. And where are you at with your current quarterback? But I think for at least 1 year they've got to sit.
Do you know where we're at right now? I'm talking about the Steelers. You know where we're sitting like right now? We're relying on Mason Rudolph right now. So if we get Jackson Dart, Shorter or Sanders, I guarantee you he'll be thrown in the Wolves.
But that's because you're drafting first round.
Right. That's what I'm saying. We should have done this in 2020.
Quarterbacks that you draft first round, you're throwing them in there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them sitting Cam Ward.
No way.
Exactly.
No way. No way. Not over Will Levis. Will Levis will be sitting.
Yeah. Now, when do you put him out? Do you put him out the first game? Not the first game, but do you put him out in preseason, the first snap, or do you let him play in the third and fourth quarter? In the preseason.
My issue is we even Aaron Rodgers, who had been there for how many years, they would always protect him and not put him out there. And I always said the first game or two, they're not gelling. They're not, even though they've been practicing all this time, they just don't have the same, I don't know what it is. I don't know because game situations are very different than practice. And so with very little reps in the preseason, makes for ugly, I would say, first games.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the defense is way quicker learning how to gel with whoever's playing next to you, because let's face it, there's turnover on all these teams, and there's going to be. But yeah, I wouldn't. I'd be surprised if we saw Cam. Well, maybe not surprised. Having Mike Vrabel there is going to make a difference, but it'll be interesting.
It will.
Okay, so
Cowboys just got Tyler Booker,
Yeah, Tyler Booker from the guard from
And-
Alabama.
and Niners just got the Williams,
Williams.
the edge. So Shador should be sitting nice in Pittsburgh.
Do you really
We got-
want him?
I don't know. Everybody's saying he's mobile, and Mike Tomlin likes mobile quarterbacks.
I don't know.
Deion Sanders will be in Colorado, so he's not going to be near Pittsburgh. So prime time, he could stay in Colorado and freeze
Oh, jeez.
and freeze.
but we have to give kudos because Ashton Genty went to the Raiders, 6th overall. He's from Boise State. It's the first time a Boise State player was drafted, I believe, in the first round. I believe, if I remember, I think I heard that correctly. So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. Who is
And
the other? Who is that other quarter? Who is the court? Is the running back from? Was it Arizona State or Arizona? Who's that other big time running back from Arizona? I can't remember. He's pretty good too. I don't know if he's in this draft or not. I can't remember his name.
Man, I like Sanders, but I still like Jackson
Yeah.
Dart better.
Let's see. You're saying
That's what Mark. A lot of people were saying that they like Jackson Dart a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But Jalen Milroy is compared to Jalen Hurts, so we'll see how Milroy plays when he gets drafted.
I think it'll be interesting to see where some of these go. And I think it'll be interesting to see.
While you look at that, are you happy with your pick, Brian?
Oh yes, we needed definitely an edge rusher. That just picks up. Yeah. Williams is. This is what they just put on there. Williams is dramatic, off the edge, and idea trails of horrendous competition. Billy blocking at a point attack. The 49ers did a great job developing pass rushers. In the time, Williams should turn into a dynamic player off the edge, possibly Nick Bosa, because you got Nick Bosa on one side and you got him on the other side, and they're gonna make it chaos. So it depends on what he looks like too. I don't know. So, but I'm happy. 49ers need to get another wide receiver because we don't have. There's not a dynamic wide receiver for the 49ers right now.
Still early. They can get in the
Way early.
the second and third round pick.
Yeah.
Right.
This draft is going quick though.
We're already at pick 13 already.
Yeah.
Mhm. But I think the first how many we all knew. Like it was pretty much, and there wasn't except for the Jaguars doing the trade. They thought there would be a lot of trades in this draft, and there could still be. Don't get me wrong, but I think they were expecting more even for tonight.
I think the only thing that we're surprised about is the trade that Jacksonville did, and Mason Graham went to the Cleveland Browns instead of Travis Hunter. Because everybody had Travis Hunter going to the Cleveland Browns, but that didn't pan out.
Right.
No. Well, there was a lot of them today on the radio show that said that Sanders might be out of the top 25. Like quick.
You think
So,
do you think that's why he's not there, and why he stayed in Colorado?
I don't know. I mean, I thought he would. Well, to me, what they said was today on the radio show that some of the big local, well, not the local, but some of the big boys that were there, like Rich Eisen said today, that some of them, like when they went into the meetings, said that he had a bad attitude. Now, I don't know that, but that's what they're saying. He had a bad attitude. He's really, I don't know how I can say it, but yeah, that's what they were talking about, how bad he was in the interviews. And it was making the general managers kind of force their way out of seeing him like that, though. And he might be too cocky, too. So I don't know.
I get it, but you want some cockiness to your quarterback.
Yeah.
Because you want, and maybe cockiness isn't the right word. Confidence is more the word. You want confidence. You don't need to be cocky about it, but you do need to have confidence that you can do it. And if you want to have a little cockiness, you can. I mean, some of the really good quarterbacks had confidence, and a couple of them. I mean, I would say Tom Brady has a little bit of cockiness to him. I would say Aaron Rodgers definitely had cockiness to him. I think some of the ones that have had very successful careers definitely have to have confidence. Now, do we need to have as much cockiness as I think Shedeur has? No, and he's got a lot to prove. So, well, hello, Kneecap. Nice to see you.
Yeah.
So,
should be interesting though.
Let's see him think he's entitled.
Well, already got a score update. Maple Leafs 2, Senators 2 in the third. In the first, Golden Knights 0. Wild in the first half is 1-0. So, and the Panthers final 2 to Lightning 0. So there's some NHL scores.
So if we want to talk a little NBA, I can tell you right now the Knicks and the Pistons are playing with 4:41 left in the fourth. It's 104 to 101. So that's a close, and the series is tied 1-1. So that's a close game.
I've been watching that series. It's been a fun series so far.
It's been a little chippy too.
Yeah.
I haven't heard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching the highlights, been watching games, a little bit of the game, and it's been chippy.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. The NFL. I liked the stage too. I thought it was pretty good, pretty cool looking, and I liked when they were walking out. If you notice that they had wood replicas of each of the team's logos, and one of the local guys carved those out of wood for the draft this year, which I thought was kind of cool and something different that you don't always see.
That is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I heard a story that there's a guy that's behind, like, if you right, what is it, to his left side of the stage, and the guy said that his backyard is actually in one of their little triangles deal, and he says only 50 feet from them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that'd be cool, just standing on your back porch and just watching the whole thing.
Oh yeah,
that would be crazy.
Yep.
I'd be like, oh, just step out the back porch. Oh, here's $20. Give a ticket to you to park in my driveway. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Stephen McMichael's family. Prayers for the family. Great Bears linebacker, our defensive tackle.
Yes, who lost his battle to ALS yesterday.
Yeah.
So
he's no longer suffering at all.
So we haven't talked about this, but are you guys surprised about the Giants picking Carter? No.
I'm not surprised.
Not surprised.
No.
Let's see the Giants. Okay, hold on, let me get there.
Yeah, because they got Doe. They got the Doe Carter.
Low Carter.
Let's see that. Yep. He's from Penn State. No quarterback for the Giants yet, and it's probably the right move. Carter is a top 2 prospect in this class. His explosiveness off the edge translates seamlessly to the next level, and it should come as no surprise if he's regularly posting double-digit sacks sooner rather than later. You can't pass up on that type of player when there's no great option under center. Look for the Giants to circle back on the quarterback position with their next pick. So they're giving him, and now this is based on the score, they're giving that draft pick a A rating. So
and he's the Eagles fan, so he can't root for the Eagles now because
No.
he's going to be facing them twice.
and I agree. Digits. Cordell Stewart was more deserving for his number to be retired than Sanders. I don't really understand that at all. A college already retiring a number when he only played for a short period, but this is Colorado, not,
Oh yeah. Easily.
I will admit, between Dion and Shedeur, they really put Colorado's program back on the map, though.
I think that's
Totally.
I think that's more Dion than Shedeur, but
I agree.
I agree too, Benson.
everybody's all praising Shedeur, but I think Tyler, another Penn State.
Yeah, Tyler Warren.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting pick there, though. I think everybody's surprised about some of these picks, though.
I was so mad that Carter went to the Giants. I bet you were. I bet you were, Mark.
I wonder why.
I bet you were.
Drew Carter is a stud, is what they're saying here.
Well,
here's your team that you like in the pros in NFL.
Me?
Yeah,
my Packers, the Green Bay Packers.
So what do you think the Green Bay Packers will actually? What do you think about their coming? Well, what do you think about their pick coming up in the 23rd pick?
I think they either need to go offensive line or defense because they obviously they're committed to Jordan Love and he's a good quarterback. They have a lot of young weapons, but I think they need to pass protect a little bit better, open up. They've had a lot of offensive line injuries over the last couple years too.
Is Watson coming back this year from his injury?
Who?
Christian Watson.
Yeah, he'll be back. But
Okay.
So we have talent at the wide receiver. They're just young. I mean, Green Bay actually had one of the youngest NFL rosters I think last year or maybe even the year before that. They were very young. So, but I think they need defense, and they could use, like I said, some offensive line. Not that I would get that at this next pick. I would maybe go defense because a lot of them are going defense. But the one thing I would say about this draft that I've noticed, or that as I've done some analysis, is that there was very few that were elite top that you would really want. And then there's a whole bunch of almost middle ground or middle players that, this one edges on this and this one edges a little bit if you're looking for this and this one edges. But there wasn't like a whole lot of elite ones or anything like that. We got some people commenting here. I was so pissed that Carter went to the Giants. The only surprise about Tyler Warren is that he fell this far. He has great hands. I really thought Chicago would get him. He's Jimmy Graham type of tight end.
No, I was wondering. No, the reason I was asking about Christian Watson, I didn't know if you guys had to pick up a wide receiver or not to fill in his shoes until he gets fully recovered.
No, I think we have some other. We have a bunch of sorry, JD was texting me that he doesn't understand why he keeps getting kicked out, so we'll have to. But
I'll be right back. Just give me like 5 minutes. I'll be back. You guys talk about the draft or whatever. I got to take care of something quick.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, I wonder what Atlanta's going to do on this, but I don't. They're saying that defensive line, corner, or O line. So I wonder what they're going to do here. I'm kind of thinking, what can they do? Possibly get the picks.
Mm-hmm.
And they're saying, let me get this up. They're saying that it could go. Their best one could be Jalen Walker. Or is he already gone? I think he's already gone. Yeah. Jaden Walker would be a good one for linebacker. Jaden Bourne from Texas, QB corner linebacker. You know.
Mm-hmm. I do want to go out there, and I know we don't normally talk a lot of basketball, but I do want to say that there is a report out that 5-star USC men's basketball recruit Elijah Arenas was involved in a serious car accident in Los Angeles on Thursday morning. Our thoughts and prayers are with him and his family following this morning's accident. Please keep him, his teammates and friends, and the entire Arenas family in your prayers. The incident occurred at 4:56 a.m. when a Tesla Cybertruck struck a fire hydrant and tree.
Wow.
Yeah, he was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. He was actually placed in a medically induced coma. So that's not good, but the vehicle was reportedly removed from the scene by a tow truck and burst into flames at a towing yard. Oof.
Wow.
So he is the son of former NBA veteran Gilbert Arenas.
That's it. No, I was talking to Mark. That's who I think that the Eagles are going to pick in the 32 pick, because he was talking about Georgia, and I couldn't think of who it was until he said something.
Walker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is he still moving, or is he critical condition, or what?
He was. They said that he is in serious condition. They had put him in a coma, that I think, to make sure. Here, what they said. They said was placed in a medically induced coma. Adds initial tests show Arenas did not suffer any broken bones, but it doesn't say like if they brought him out of a coma and whatnot. But still sad. 18
Yeah, that is
years
really
old.
Yeah.
18 years old. He committed to playing for the Trojans in January amid interest from Arizona, Kansas, Kentucky, and Louisville. He was the 12th ranked recruit and the 3rd ranked shooting guard in his class, per ESPN. So I know that's not NFL, but got show like this, we gotta report what's all happening. That's pretty big. I mean, that's sad.
No, I was looking at this comment here. It made me laugh a little bit. Do you trust Atlanta traded Cousins for drafted Penix? Penix did all right though. He's still young, but he's still throwing, still slinging it. So
the pick's in.
They're showing all the different quarterbacks that had slid, and a lot of the big named quarterbacks have slid. So you just never know. It doesn't mean just because
they're
Sugar
going.
is sliding doesn't mean. Let's see.
What do you think about his coat? The manager, the owner, got the red coat on. Pinsman, what do you think about that?
It's different.
It is different.
It's very different. I'm
Yeah.
seeing that the red coat comes out. He sticks out like a sore thumb. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Mark says if Jalen Walker stays on the board too long, Philly is going to trade him up. That's interesting. Mark?
No, it's because Philly likes the Georgia boys. That's why he's saying that.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's landing?
Jalen Walker went to the Falcons. So there's that one.
Mm-hmm. Yep, but like you guys said, this draft is moving pretty good.
Yeah.
At least so far.
I hope tonight and tomorrow or Saturday goes this quick. Sorry. Sorry, Mark. No, Mark's guy that the Eagles wanted to get, he already got drafted. Atlanta. Sorry, Mark. You can't have all the Georgia boys. You can't be like Chip Kelly and be the Philadelphia Bulldog. Sorry. You got to spread the Georgia Bulldogs around. And Chip Kelly tried getting the Philadelphia Ducks. And Nick Sirianni's trying to be a Philadelphia Bulldogs.
Yeah. Mark, I got a question for you. I know
that comment didn't age well.
That did, Eddie. Mark, I got a question for you. I know you're in chat. What do you think about the news today that came out that the Carolina fans cannot go see the team for 2 years in their practices for for the next 2 seasons? You won't be able to see the Carolina Panthers and the whatever that was.
During the training camp?
The training camp. You can't see the Panthers. You won't be able to see the Panthers in the training camp. What do you think about that, Mark? Or both of y'all can go on that one. And I mean, if it was y'all's team, what would you think?
I think he'll be all right with it. As long as he can come up to Philly, I think he'll be happy to see him in the NovaCare complex. But I don't think he could care less about the Panthers.
I think it's sad for the fans because I'll be honest with you.
You won't miss anything.
That's one thing that Green Bay does really well is because, like I said, the whole when Roger Goodell rode the bikes out, that's what that tradition goes back over 50 years, and players will ride their bike from the locker room area all the way to their practice facility where they practice during training camp, and they ride kids' bikes. So the kids bring the bikes to there, and then they pick up those bikes and they drive them down to practice. If you don't have some of that interaction, let's face it, these kids, some of them can't afford to go to an NFL game. And so this is their way of interacting with them. And I like it personally.
I can't even afford an NFL game anymore.
Well, some people were complaining about the prices of the hot dogs and stuff like that are at this NFL draft experience, and some of the refreshments.
Well, it costs $10 for a can of beer.
Yeah, but it does that at most stadiums when you go to the stadium anyways.
I know. I'm just saying that beer used to be $5. Now it's $10 a can. It's like, holy cow.
Yeah, well.
But the same thing could be told of my grocery cart when I go to the store. I used to be able to get out of there for $100, and let's face it, $100 doesn't buy you hardly anything anymore at the store.
Got that right. Got 4
yeah,
items.
You got that
right there. The Panthers fans didn't even want the actual games, so why would you go see them in practice? Ouch!
Ow, that hurt.
So it's a good thing JD's not in here.
I know he would be blowing up. I think he was mad because his picks, and I think his computer's messing up.
Yeah, and he doesn't know what's going on, so he's gonna test some things out, and we're gonna see. But
Yeah. Well, my computer. Well, here's my thing, and Pinsman knows this from yesterday. I got home yesterday, and they were working on the lines, and we got a text message that says, "Oh, by the way, your internet's going to be off for 24 hours," and they didn't get it back on until like 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon. I was telling them, I was like, "Oh, geez, my internet's not going to work tonight." So I got it back up though.
Everyone can afford Panthers game tickets are going like $5.
Jeez.
it hurts because it's true.
Mm.
Well, we're all fired up and trashing the Panthers tonight.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
true.
Poor Bryce Young.
Oh yeah.
I'm waiting for somebody to comment about Bryce Young's performance.
Mhm.
I think he did okay. He did better in the second. He did better the second time instead of the first time going around.
I do like I never realized this, but in Lambeau they have the pick. They have the picks. That part's cool. They show Lambeau Field.
Mm-hmm.
I like
And
that.
they're right next
Green
to
Bay's,
the stadium.
I'm impressed with Green Bay's performance tonight.
You know, I like where they had it. That Lambeau's right there, right in the background.
Right.
Whereas I'll be honest with you, when we were in Detroit, we weren't next to Ford Field. It was very interesting. It's just a different dynamics. And I'm not saying one's better than the other because Detroit went for numbers. Detroit was in the middle of a city. Green Bay, they shut down the schools. The kids don't have school today. Actually, they shut down yesterday, today, and tomorrow. They actually don't have garbage pickup.
These
for
kids
people
have it so easy now. These kids have it so easy these days.
Ole Miss first round pick since 2017 when Evan Ingram went. So Walter Nolan goes to the Cardinals. So interesting.
Is Booker any good that the Cowboys picked? Like, I don't know anything about him. I don't care about Dallas, but I'm just saying, is Booker any good?
They gave so the score is giving that pick a C-. This is a tough one. Booker is a powerhouse guard who could be a great addition to the Cowboys offensive line that struggled last year. Still, it feels like a major reach. For reference, Booker was the number 36 player on our big board. Dallas still has significant needs at receiver and running back. Let's see how day 2 shakes out.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What was the 49ers pick? What did they give them for a grade on that pick?
49ers selected Michael Williams. They gave that a B+.
It's not bad at all.
Now they've actually most of them have been so we'll go with the first round pick. The score said
I thought Niners were going to get a wide receiver though.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Candy.
Cam Ward was a B+. They said Jaguars trading up and getting Travis Hunter was an A. They give Abdul Carter from the Giants an A. Patriots selecting Will Campbell a B+. They give the Browns selecting Mason Graham a B. Raiders selecting Ashton Genty an A-. Jets
they need a running back. That's why.
Yep. Embo an A. Panthers selecting McMillan a B+. Saints selecting Kelvin Banks Jr. a C+. Saints fans are probably tired of offensive line picks at this point. It's understandable, and Banks was the number 29th player on our board. So this will be the first one not to receive positive reviews. We can at least comment the front office for resisting the urge to force a quarterback pick. Now the question is whether New Orleans gives up a ton of picks to get back into the first round. The Bears selecting Colston Loveland, an A-. 49ers, the B+. Titans, and then it goes back. Let's see, who else?
All right, chat. We have 118 people in the chat. Do we have any Cincinnati up to Pittsburgh's 21 picks? Do we have any predictions popping up? Let me fire those names out. I just want to know what everybody's predicting right now.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what the chat's thinking about the upcoming picks now. We got Cincinnati's on the clock now. Picks in Seattle, Tampa Bay is up next. Just fire some names out, what your predictions are. This is what we're talking about, the draft, so I just want to know what your guys' thoughts are.
NFL draft. Who's the next pick's going to be? I think most of the receivers are getting more second grades as well as running backs.
I can see that. A lot of defensive players and a lot of offensive players, offensive line players being picked now.
Because like I said, I think more of this draft is middle of the round. Like they're kind of, it's who you think is the best player for you at this point. Whereas, I think there isn't some those that stand out at each of the positions as much anymore. Let's see. Bengals on the Seattle, and then Tampa Bay on the clock.
Appreciate it, P Digits. Appreciate
P
it.
digit. I think let's see. What does the Bengals need? I'm looking it up real quick.
The Bengals need an edge, a wide receiver, a tight end.
And watch this. The Bengals will get Ibuka. Watch, I guarantee it.
Do you think they'll go Ibuka?
They always take our players. They always. I don't know how. They always find a way to. Okay, the Steelers are targeting that. Let's just rip their hearts out and let's get their player. That's why, like, everybody was talking about the Baltimore and Steelers being a heavy rival. I think that's calmed down a little bit. It's more now Steelers and Bengals now. Ever since the Antonio Brown playoff game, I think the rivalry of that game has been picked up. I think the Ravens and Steelers we still can't stand each other, but I think that calmed down compared to what used to be back in the day. Let's go Panthers. Yeah, that's a good pick for you guys. That's a good pick. Josh Doer comes in. Let's go Panthers. You guys got a wide receiver. Good job.
Not the Panthers he's thinking about.
Oh, he's not talking about the Carolina.
No, he's talking hockey. He's talking Panthers, Florida Panthers versus the Lightning.
Okay. I was gonna say let's go Panthers. I'm like, okay. Here's Goodell. Here's Goodell coming out with the Bengals pick here.
Edge rusher. Tomorrow.
Speak. Yeah, good. And speaking of Goodell, did you see him coming out with riding a bike?
Yeah. That was kind of cool. And he's still getting booed.
Of course, it's Goodell.
It's Roger. That's what
it's just Roger. That doesn't do media stuff.
I'm glad about that pick.
So yes, the Panthers won 2-0 tonight to take a 2-0 lead against the Tampa Bay Lightning. For those hockey fans, the Toronto Maple Leafs won in overtime 3-2. They lead the series 3-0. St. Louis Blues right now are up 2-0 with 14:25 left in the first. The Jets lead that series, so St. Louis is trying to hold on. And the Wild are right now up on the Vegas Golden Knights 2-1. Series is tied 1-1. So
let's go Fleury.
Hey Candace, you remember when you remember last week when we were talking about the NHL and I picked the Stars to win the whole entire thing,
Mm-hmm.
and they're up to they don't play until Saturday, and they're already up 2-1. I think that was a bold statement that I made on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I got breaking news here.
Uh-oh.
New York Knicks defeated the Detroit Pistons 118-116. That
Poor
just went
Pistons.
final.
Poor Pistons.
Poor George.
Pistons.
Poor Uncle George.
I just want the Lakers to lose.
Me too. I was so happy when they lost game 1.
And they play tomorrow.
But Jimmy Butler was on fire in game 1.
Yeah, but isn't he injured now?
Yeah, he went down hard in game 2. He took his knee. He went airborne. Somebody took his knees out. He went up for a rebound and it just went that way.
He exited actually with a pelvis contusion. He sustained the injury in the first quarter after colliding with Amon Thompson, who tripped while the Warriors forward attempted to secure a rebound. The Warriors announced Butler will undergo an MRI on Thursday.
It's more serious than that, Josh. NBA players are injured if they stub their toe. Well, it's more injured than that.
I understand. And Joshua, Ralph is actually at an NFL draft party, which is why he is not on tonight. So you can catch him again Saturday morning on the Sports Wrap. So
we got Seattle, Tampa Bay, Denver, and me.
Okay, so I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to do my spiel. South Florida Tribune Publishing Company published a book, Lessons from the Microphone, Tuning into the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It is written by my husband, Scott, the Motor City Madmouth Morganroth. He leads most of our broadcasts, but Thursday nights are my nights, Friday fire up. But we still promote his book. It is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Google, and Apple Books. There's a link on our website, www.southfloridatribune.com, where there is a plethora of great content. Go check it out. If you see the red subscribe button in that lower right-hand corner, click it, like us, share us with all your friends and family. Monday nights, we talk baseball. Tuesday nights, we talk football. Wednesday and Thursday nights, you just never know what you're going to get. Although we do talk normally hockey, typically on Tuesday or Thursday nights, but this week we did it on Wednesday night. If you like to listen to podcasts, you can find us wherever you get your podcast. If you want to advertise or sponsor a show, call Scott 954-304-4941. And if you want to be a guest or have show or topic ideas, you can always email us at southfloridatribune@gmail.com. Okay. How about
LeBron playing peekaboo?
LeBron playing peekaboo.
Take it away, Candy. Do you know what he's talking about?
I do not.
I have no idea. I don't know what he's playing peekaboo. What, him and Bronny are playing peekaboo on the bench or what? Check the video.
All right, hang on. He flopped, and there's a
Seattle's pick is in.
Yep.
Come on, 21. Come on.
Relax.
I know.
He's waiting so bad for his pick.
I know.
And he's so nervous already. You can see it.
I can't. This is what I hate about the one and done, because we're always 21, 25. It's like, come on. It takes like 3 hours.
Yes, we were mentioning NBA player. Well, we weren't mentioning about they don't get hurt. We were talking about how Jimmy Butler did get hurt. So we do not know the extent of his.
Good. Get that guard. Good.
Pensman, we're going to circle back in. We're talking a little bit about the NBA right now.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Just one board down.
So I can say, since we are talking about the NBA, I can also report that the Bucks signed their GM Horst to a multi-year extension. There are some people that are saying that that's a good thing, and some people are saying that that's not a good thing because they're saying that some of the most recent deals that he's made, he has not hit on, and that they feel that if we don't hit on some of these, unfortunately, Giannis has been very loyal to the Milwaukee Bucks up until this point, but that obviously he wants more championships, and if we don't do something, that we're not guaranteed that he's going to keep staying loyal to us. So,
Right.
yes.
I get it, JD. I get it.
So, this will be interesting how this goes down and what happens. I just hope the Bucks take care of business. They play at home tomorrow night. So, back to the draft.
Bucks firing their head coach to hire Doc Rivers was the dumbest move ever.
Huh.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, and as a
I'm
Sixers,
I'm not sure that was the dumbest move ever. Or getting rid of
depends what I
Greenville.
feel. Yeah, waiting patiently while watching replay of the Super Bowl. That's cold. I haven't seen a Super Bowl since 2010, Mark. That's really cold.
That was cold, but a good thing.
You could be a different fan base and not have
No,
seen.
no. I'm not like Brian and switching teams.
I'm not switching teams. I've always been a 49ers fan.
I know I'm messing with you.
I know you are. Even though I live near, 2
Right.
hours down Atlanta, 3 hours down Atlanta, and 1 hour from,
Atlanta, you have 2 Miami teams. You could be a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. You could be a Miami Dolphins fan. You could be a Cowboys fan. That's not too far from you.
That's way outsider.
I know. I'm just saying.
My wife's dad likes the Dallas Cowboys.
America's team, buddy.
Yeah, well,
supposedly. We haven't done anything since 1995, but we're still America's team.
It's because your owner stinks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I would say he stinks, but he meddles.
And he's delusional.
No. JD says, Brian, I'm just glad Jags didn't trade up in quarterback and remove Trevor Lawrence.
That could have happened.
That would be. I was not surprised. I was thinking that when they made the trade.
After
they
that
gave
concussion,
him a contract. They can't afford another contract like that, though.
No. After that concussion, though, anything's possible.
Yeah. They were talking about on the radio about Deion's son today. Will he make less money in the NFL or make more in the NFL today? That's what they were talking about.
Well, they're going to make
the NIL.
If he keeps dropping, he's going to make less.
Yeah.
He could drop to 21, and then he could make all the money in the world.
You really want him, don't you?
After what I've seen at highlights, yeah.
I hope he's not going to be a bust for you.
All
right, Denver's on the clock. Denver's on the clock.
I would be so mad if he's a bust. And you would know it, too. Make more money.
I'm going to say if Pittsburgh picks the quarterback, I'm going Jaden Dart.
That'll be 2 in 3 years, man.
I'm going Dart on the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback.
If JD make more money, is he going to make more money in the NFL? And I'm talking first year contract, not eventually make more money, but.
Well, let's compare. What did he make in college?
Shadur, what was he making? I'm sure he was making some good money.
Because a rookie makes what, 500,000? 3?
Mm.
His NIL money. Let's see.
Quinn should have stayed in school to make money.
Shadur Sanders has a significant NIL valuation with estimates ranging from 4.6 to 6.2. He's currently the highest valued college athlete.
Carson Beck is making $4 billion. That's 7 times more than an NFL rookie deal. Well, there's Shador and Dion there. Speaking of Shador, Dion, you're starting to get gray, boy.
He's starting to get worried a little bit.
I know.
Carson
you see him
Beck-
pacing? You see him pacing, Brian?
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it.
Yeah, earlier he was pacing back and forth.
So Carson Beck is making $4 million. That's 7 times more than an NFL rookie deal.
The Buccaneers pick is in.
Wow, Abuka,
No!
Ohio State guy.
No.
Ohio State's getting some lot of players right now going in
My
the first
wide
draft.
receiver's gone. Can the chat give me some pity here? My wide receiver just left.
Oh no!
I feel bad.
Goodness. Are you kidding me? Come on, Pensman. Really?
Come on. Really, Pensman?
Look at his stats in Ohio State.
Yeah.
I need wide receiver room. That was my
you're gonna
second
hate
round
this one.
pick. That was my second round pick.
You knew he wasn't going to fall that far.
No, I know. Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking.
I agree.
That's where you go and you throw your pennies at a wishing well.
Mm.
Abuka, second round pick. No pity. Shadori's your quarterback. Lock it up. Thanks, JD. I appreciate the moral support there, buddy.
JD's going to make the phone call to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He's probably doing that now.
Yeah.
Make Pensman happy. He just lost his wide receiver. Make him happy and get Shador. He's been talking about it all stream.
And he's probably. Oh, he offered you a trade on that.
I know. I know. Yeah. I declined that trade a long time ago, and it's still declined.
Denver's on the clock,
and they're not gonna get him. They got Bo Nix, and they're happy with Bo.
Yeah, they're happy with Bobo.
Right. Yes.
I thought Cincinnati was gonna get Buka. Well,
Nope.
I don't have to worry about him. He's not in my division, so or conference.
What?
Ooh.
Let's see how him and Baker Mayfield connect. Brian's frozen.
Interesting.
No, I'm not.
There he is. There he is. I thought we had a JD.
No, no. I was looking at something. I was looking at the picks that the Denver has. Like their first round are the Steelers.
Well, your boy Jeremiah Smith might be the number 1 pick in the whole draft next year.
They just signed a free agent. JD, who did you want as the Panthers' first pick? Who did you actually want?
He said a defensive player.
A defensive player?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But he didn't say who. He just said a defensive player. Watch him say Mason Graham.
Yeah.
Go ahead, JD. Take who you want in your pick. He said defensive player.
Yeah, we're just winning. Yeah.
Come on, pick. Pick.
Really? Okay. Let's see.
Watch him get Milroy. Watch. He went out. Tomlin took him out to dinner and everything, just like Kenny Pickett. So If Steelers pick Milroy, I won't be surprised. Anything defense, Jalen Carter, trade back.
He wants that safety from Nick from the South Carolina. Ooh,
Just don't. I just hope
since he has Chase.
we're at Denver's on the clock and it's a minute 45 before the draft the pick even happens. I just hope Omar Khan doesn't mess this up. If he messes this up, Pittsburgh's gonna explode. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And we can hear Ralph all the way from our stream if Omar Khan messes this up.
On again with the NFL app, your home for all things.
We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Mark, I know. I know.
48 seconds until the pick.
They got to do their commercial break here.
Yeah.
Still pretty good. 115 watching us right now. That's pretty good.
JD, you can't have Jalen Carter. He's already in Philly. He wants a Jalen Carter player like.
The pick's in. I had to do my little sound. My NFL draft sound. That's still a big crowd for this hour.
Well, remember it's Central Time though, so
Yeah, it's 1 hour behind. Yeah, it's 1 hour behind.
so it's only 9. And remember, there's no school. There's a lot of. It's a pretty big thing. I mean, it's not in a big city, so a lot of things shut down around there and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I heard from what people have been saying from driving down there. You just go down one lane and it's like, oh, there's Lambeau.
So
it's like in the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
So everybody's talking about Jackson Dart, and Mel's best availability is Shedeur Sanders, Will Johnson, Hampton, Simmons, and Golden. Where's Jackson Dart? If he's that good, how come Mel's doesn't have that on that list? Mel's supposed to be a big analyst and supposed to be that, and everybody goes by Mel. So why isn't Jackson Dart on that availability list? That's my question. That's my question.
Don't know.
That's a good question.
Yeah, everybody was talking about Jackson Dart since Senior Bowl, but Mel's doesn't even have him on the best available list. I think I just saw Brad Williams. No, Brad Williams is a comedian, and I think I just saw him. Oh snap!
We're in the draft.
No, in the crowd.
In the crowd.
Yeah, that would be awesome if he was there.
Did you see him or did you see Frank Caliendo? Because Frank's very big into Wisconsin, and so he's normally in there.
Can you imagine being a media going there to just covering the draft like they do?
That's basically what we are.
Scott and I did that last year. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We basically are.
Well, I'm talking about like if we're there live, like actually there.
Scott and I were live in Detroit last year.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
We were. The only thing is the media was not out there. We were off in a separate room, actually in a separate building in Detroit. And they brought the first round, the top, was it 10 or 15 picks for us to interview in our room afterwards. So, but it was very different because we weren't out on by the stage, like where you see all of this. We weren't out there that we could see all of that when we were covering it last year.
We made it to 21, chat. We made it.
Now the question is,
6 minutes 40 seconds. We'll have a pick.
Picks in.
That was quick.
He's starting to get worried.
I know.
He
6
said if
minutes and then it picks in. Oh.
Ooh, the
Make
piece of the puzzles defense. Look at the defense on that.
If you want to make this a short,
They got
you can,
Greenlaw.
Candy, that's fine.
If we want to what?
No, if you make this a short, I can understand. I had no problems with you making this short with this pick.
I didn't know they got Greenlaw.
Gainwell.
Gainwell.
Yeah.
Greenwell, yeah.
Yeah, he got Gainwell from Mark. Mark, that's Mark's gift from me.
Yeah.
That was nice of you, Mark. I appreciate that.
All right, you got 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks,
You're on the
Brian.
clock.
Thanks, Brian. I know that.
You're on the clock. You got to make a move. You got to make a pick. Come on, you got to call it in.
I can't do anything.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
So, Pensman, who are they taking? Not who do you want them to take? Who are they taking?
It's Omar Khan's basically first draft, so I have no idea. If I would take a pick, I would guess Milroy, Jalen Milroy, because they went out to dinner together. So, and that's what happened with Kenny Pickett. That's my guess.
Okay.
But Shador Sanders has been on the camera ever since the pick's been in.
He's not on the phone, though. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. He's calling somebody. Who you calling? Who are you calling?
They're calling
wanna
you.
I want to know. Oh, I'll be glad. My phone's right here. I'll gladly take it.
The pick is in.
Picks in.
They seem all right. They seem Jackson Dart.
Man,
Pick
what?
is in, and who?
Nobody. Yeah, I know how you feel. I know.
Let's see. Dun, 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 dun.
Come on, don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up. Please, Omar, don't mess this up.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, here it comes. Here comes Roger
I
Goodell
hope
with
they
the
don't mess
pick.
this up. Please. Yeah, I know.
Watch him. He might fall out if he gets us wrong. Derek Furman.
Oh, the crowd will let you know if they get.
Derek Herman, whatever it is. Defensive tackle.
I don't get it. I honestly do not get it. Chat, talk to me. What? I don't get it. We have Shador Sanders, Jackson Dart, Henderson, all these wide receivers, and they get a defensive tackle. I don't get it.
You don't get it, huh?
You guys want defensive line. I know that.
Hmm.
All right. Mason Rudolph, here we come. Ho, ho, ho. It's Rudolph guiding this sleigh tonight in 2025.
Jeez.
Now. So the Chargers are on the clock, and then my team, then Green Bay will be on the
Yay.
clock. Yes.
Any predictions?
Well, they're not going to take Shador. That much I can tell you.
I was way off on mine.
I don't know.
That's unbelievable.
I don't know who they'll go with.
This is this stuff works.
I think it kind of really depends because I know they've been talking about Jair Alexander and what to do with him. So I don't know what the Packers are going to do. I had heard they were trying to find a trade partner, maybe. So you never know.
All right, Pinsman, you want some Derek, some of the stats measurements from the combine?
Sure. I'm
Okay.
just
His
sitting on my
height.
stomach right now.
His height is 6'4". His hands 10 inches 3/8. His 40 was 4.95. His weight is 313 pounds. His arm length is 34 inches, and then they grade him 87 out of 100. So some of his strengths. This is some of his strengths. Now this is a scouting report. Depends hands and elbow. He's got a natural power, developing, understanding, the awareness, nasty bull rush. So he's got a nasty bull rush. And some of his weakness is still developing on his tackling techniques. And he can get over aggressive pushing the quarterback. So that's just some of his stuff that I just read.
The only thing I could think of is to help Cam Hayward out and TJ out. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. But they had Henderson, they had Jackson Dart, they had Shador, they have all these wide receivers. Everybody's complaining about we have no wide receivers. I just don't know.
Mm.
We need a running back to replace Najee, so I don't know. And Henderson's still sitting there.
Maybe they think they're going to fall a little bit further, that they'll still be available down, or that there isn't as big of a, like I said, there isn't as big of a talent drop off.
And our next pick is 83 or 84 or something like that.
Let's see.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Steve said, I didn't see Sanders getting drafted in the first round unless someone trades back and gets him in the first.
Oh, man.
Look how many was in that draft room. It's a lot of people.
Yep.
Can you imagine just sitting in that room going, well, I don't like this guy. Well, I like this guy. Can you imagine the fights that goes on in some of these rooms, the draft rooms?
It's like Draft Day, the movie.
Yeah. Just leave me alone. Jeez. I'm the coach. Why can't I not say the only thing?
Mike Tomlin probably went to his office.
Yeah. Holding that little card.
Yeah. Or he might went to the bathroom and called it in.
Nobody knew about it.
All right, guys, I made the pick. Oh, well, you did? Yeah.
Yeah.
96% chance he'd be drafted by the 21st pick.
That didn't happen.
Nope.
Jeez.
That didn't happen.
Chargers
And
are taking
Rappaport.
their sweet time. Chargers are taking their sweet time.
Yeah, they are. It's kind of going slow now, but
It's like the Broncos in the 20th. I think it was the anxiety
Yeah.
because the 20th pick they took forever because I was the 21st. Candy's feeling the 22nd because she's the 23rd pick. So the anxiety's coming up.
Can you imagine if Cleveland traded down, got all those picks, and still gets Shedeur in the second round?
Whoa.
Draft is expected for the most part.
It is, Lewis. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate all the people that are still watching. We're still here hanging for a couple more picks, I think, and we'll probably call it end of the show. But we're gonna stay for at least
Packers pick.
The Packers pick, yeah.
exactly, and then we'll do a quick recap if there's anything you guys want to talk about your town or anything like that, and
Yep.
we'll call it a show. But in fact, you guys want to do anything happening in your town, we'll do that now while we're waiting for the Chargers pick to come in.
Yeah, we got the Azalea Festival going on tomorrow this weekend, and I don't know anything about, but I am leaving Saturday to go to Talladega, the NASCAR race, Saturday's race and Sunday's race. So there'll be 2 races on Saturday, and then one big one on Sunday. So yeah.
Been
So
there,
I'm taking-
done that. Talladega is definitely a cool place to go.
Yes, it's a party track on
Mhm.
every day. It is what it is. The cops really just throw up their hands and go, do whatever y'all want to, as long as y'all stay out of trouble.
Yep.
It's a different.
Yep.
And they're probably already started today with that. So with the parties already down there. So
Mm-hmm.
I know one of the media guys has already gone down there he was already down there today, actually, because I just talked to him like this afternoon, and he said, I'm already down here in Talladega, so it is what it is.
Yep.
But it's only an hour. It's only 4.5 hours from my house to Talladega. So
Okay. It takes us just that to get out of the state of Florida from where we live. But Pensman, anything happening in your town?
Well, since we're talking about the NFL draft, the NHL draft's coming up shortly after the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Penguins have not made the playoffs since 3-4 years. So hopefully they get players, and hopefully we get the Penguins' way and go back to the playoffs next year. So we'll see what happens. And everybody, you know what happened with the draft. So that's what's happening in my town.
Okay. In my current town, the Florida Panthers are obviously in the NHL playoffs. They're playing their rival cross state here, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are up 2-0. In my hometown, I would say Milwaukee/Green Bay area, Wisconsin. The Milwaukee Bucks have laid an egg the last not laid an egg. They were competitive in one of the games, but they're down 2-0 in the series to the Indiana Pacers, who are on fire, and they need to get their act together. Now, Damian Lillard did come back. He's been out since March something. He did come back. He played in game 2. They just got beat. So they need to tomorrow night's their first game at home in the series. So hopefully they can turn things around and get a win here. So
Hampton just
okay, so running back out of North Carolina was taken by the Chargers.
Yep.
So Green Bay is on the clock.
Shedeur Sanders at pick 23.
Jeez. That will not be good for that one.
Jordan Love's going to mentor him.
Yeah.
Oh.
No. The only way they do that is if they're trying to work out a trade with somebody.
I know.
But
well, in the second round, Cleveland's got the first pick, New York Giants second, Tennessee and then Cleveland, and then LV. So that's the 4th picks right there in the second round.
Well, the Packers pick in round 1, pick 23. In round 2, they pick 22. So they have a couple of picks. So it'll be interesting to see who they pick.
And you'll
I got-
notify the fans.
So I got a question for everybody. Will Minnesota,
go
what Minnesota pick Shador up?
Who?
Minnesota
Minnesota?
Vikings.
No, they have
No?
JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's young, and they're trying to develop him. I don't think they go after Shador.
Okay. That's what I'm wondering.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong. After all, there's a reason why I'm sitting in my chair here talking and not in the NFL, working for one of these teams. So, but that would be my take. Is I
Yeah.
don't think
Right.
Well, the Vikings need cornerback, O-line, a linebacker, and defensive line. And what I've looked at, Houston needs about the same. Everybody needs something. I don't think nobody needs a quarterback after this. Is what I just looked at. Like, Houston needs an O-line, a wide receiver, defensive line, corner. Baltimore Ravens need O-line, corner, defensive line. So I don't think nobody needs a quarterback right now.
I need a quarterback, but
Might have to wait tomorrow.
unless someone wants to trade up.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think that he's going to go someplace else. You never know.
I know.
Somebody said today on somebody that watch out for the Giants could move back up in the first round. If there could be a trade, they can make a trade somehow, some way. Could that be possible? But in the last couple of picks.
I don't know. Suppose it's possible.
And do you know, a week or two we were talking about quarterbacks going in the first round. Only one quarterback went out. We had 3 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the
We
rest
only
of
have-
them, like you're saying, I don't think the rest of them need it. So unless somebody trades up, I don't see another one going in this.
There's mostly been defensive players on this that's been drafted.
Well, and they thought this draft was more heavy
Yeah.
defense than. But
They're taking the time.
they are.
It's kind of scary what they're picking, though.
Watch it be Will Johnson. Watch it be Will Johnson for the Michigan Wolverines. Another defensive player.
Could be. Nope. The only problem is he's already injury prone. He missed 7 games with a turf toe injury in 2024, and he missed his pro day with a hamstring.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, they have problems with Christian Watson with his hamstring, and sometimes once you injure those things, they're really prone to repeat that same injury.
Packers fans are hyped over there. They're jumping
they
up and
are.
down.
Yep.
They're like, who do you got? Come on, people.
They might take this all the way down.
Yeah, they might.
They might.
Someone's already had the picks in already.
They said Giants are high on Jackson Dart.
Yeah, I heard that one too, Mark, about Jackson Dart.
Candy's doing the wave. Who are you gonna pick?
All right, I guess they're picks in because they're shaking their hands now.
Who are you gonna pick? Who's it gonna
Yeah.
be?
Yep.
LaFleur, who you got?
Who you got? First round since 2020. Tackled. Jordan.
And just let everybody know that I did put shorts up in the beginning of the NFL draft. So go ahead and take a look at that and subscribe to my channel. Trying to get to that 800 mark, trying to get to that 1,000. So go ahead and support the channel. Just want to let everybody know about the beginning part of the NFL draft. I did put 2 or 3 shorts up. So go take a look, hit that like button. The more likes I get, the more the channel explodes. So that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do.
That's all.
It's free. Free,
It's all
free.
We love free.
We do. Okay, the pick has got to be in.
The
There
pick
it
is
is.
in. There it
There
is.
it
The
is.
pick's in.
1 minute.
1 minute left. They actually took a long time on that one. That little kid going, come on, really, please?
Shador Sanders, 23.
I think she would just
All right,
I think she should just leave.
stream's over. Have a good night.
Yeah, there you go. I'm done.
Still a big crowd. That still is a big crowd.
They got the band playing now. Everybody's got to turn their back turned to everything.
That's crazy. Look at the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh, here comes the party.
The pick is in, and it is
Roger Goodell's not out. Oh, here he comes. Here comes Roger Goodell.
Mm.
You guys are way behind me. I already know the pick.
Yeah.
I'm not ruining it at all. Let her see. Let her judge.
Yeah, let her judge.
Let me judge. Oh, there's Murphy, Mark Murphy.
There you are.
He's going to be retiring soon.
He's got a whole letter to read first.
I like to thank everybody.
Go ahead. Talk.
Yep. Well, it's the first time Green Bay's ever held it. It's been held in the state of Wisconsin. The last time was in 1940.
That's a long time.
That is a long time. Well, because the draft was always in New York. It was at Radio City Music Hall, and it's been since 2015 that they started taking it on the road, which I think is cool because I think there's a lot of cities that won't get a Super Bowl, but it's cool that they then put the draft there. Something different.
Oh, geez. How many honors? Raise your hand. Come on, I'm going to.
Brian's not even a Packers fan. Brian's getting tensed up. He's not even a Packers fan. Help!
Help!
He's staying quiet. Mark is staying quiet. He knows it.
Matthew Golden.
Matthew Golden.
Wide
From
receiver.
Texas, wide receiver.
Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny because for years and years and years, Aaron Rodgers wanted them to draft a wide receiver, and we didn't, and we didn't, and we didn't. And
He's probably watching this now.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he is.
You gotta be kidding me.
Well, here's the stats. His personal, he's 5'11", 191 pounds. and his grade was this is come from Jen's. So yeah, his 40 dash time is 4.29.
You gotta be kidding me! I wanted a quarterback.
So
my
he's
whole
got
career.
speed though.
He makes acrobatic catches downfield. He plucks the ball, makes the first defender miss, and explodes upfield after the catch. Golden is one of two players to run a sub 4.3. What they're saying, 40-yard dash at the combine. That speed shows up on tape when he gives his quarterback room to drop the ball in running vertical routes. So
Sounds like Christian Watson
interesting.
2.0.
That is so funny. That is interesting.
Sounds like Christian Watson 2.0.
Here's another little thing for his strength: big play kick returner talent with 2 touchdowns as a sophomore in Houston.
Oh, Minnesota got their pick in real quick.
Yeah, they did. Like, we know who we're drafting.
Yeah.
So do you like that pick, or what do you think?
You know, it's surprising because it makes the wide receiver room
now.
even younger.
Fireworks are going now because they made a pick.
Well, they got to do it for their. I mean, Detroit did the same thing for them when the Lions picked last year. You're holding it in the town. Most of your fans are there and out there. They gotta entertain them too. So
Aaron Rodgers probably throwing stuff.
Yes, this is a very good pick, he said in his opinion.
But Marcus, he's actually hitting his target.
Yeah.
He says he's throwing stuff, but is he actually hitting something?
Oh, that is funny though. I'm kind of surprised they went wide receiver, but I'm not disappointed. Oh, they're letting him speak too now because he's in Green Bay.
You got the fans going though.
Exactly. That's hey, he's wearing the gold, I guess.
Yeah.
Look at all those fans. Oof.
Golden's wearing the gold.
Yeah,
Yep.
all of them were.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are saying he's the best wide receiver in the draft.
Well, that's good. I mean, Jordan Love needs people to throw to too, and some of these, when I'm thinking like offensive tackle and linemen, there's a lot of that depth. You can get those round 2, round 3, and later in the draft. So you just never know. Okay, guys, we're not gonna keep watching all of these. Anything else you guys want? Let's promote your shows if there's not anything other topics you guys want to talk about.
Nope. Go ahead, Brian.
Okay, Brian, go ahead.
Oh, not that one. I can't do that. I hit it too much.
The stream is starting soon, everybody, according to Brian.
Yeah, according to me, it does.
We've been live for a minute, 44 minutes.
No,
we've been going
there you go.
very soon.
That's where you can find me. Yeah. You can find me on those channels. But anyway, you can find me on Tiger Stripes Media on Odyssey, YouTube, Kick, and also Twitch and Spotify.
This is what I wanted to do.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I can really see it. Yep, exactly.
Yep, there's all my platforms. So there you go.
Okay, Pensman, how can people find you?
You can find me on X on Pensman Sports. You can find me on YouTube at Pensman Sports, and you can find me on Twitch on Pensman Sports 07. So you can find me there.
Okay. South Florida Tribune Publishing Company published a book, Lessons from the Microphone, Tuning into the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It is written by my husband, Scott, the Motor City Madmouth Morganroth. He's been in the media business for over 40 years. He's covered like 6 Super Bowls, I don't know how many drafts, pro days, you name it, NFL, NBA. He used to cover the Lions on a regular basis, the Tigers, MLB, NHL. He's got all kinds of great stories. Check out the book. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Google, and Apple Books. There's also a link on our website, www.southfloridatribune.com, where there is a plethora of other great content, so go check it out. If you like to listen to podcasts, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. Monday nights, we talk baseball. Tuesday nights, we talk football. Wednesday and Thursday nights, you just never know what we're talking about. Then, if you want to advertise, call Scott 954-304-4941. If you want to be a guest or you have topic ideas, you can always email us at southfloridatribune@gmail.com. Well, guys, it's been great.
Hold on. There's a trade alert.
There's a trade alert. Okay.
Houston,
I
Texas.
told you.
Houston, the New York Giants. New York Giants is officially on the clock. Here comes Shedeur Sanders off the clock. Here off the board. Here he comes.
I called it.
Yes, Brian, we know. But right as you end the stream, we got a trade alert.
They were right. Now let's see who they get.
That's crazy. After that, we can sign off. But
Sounds
Yeah.
fun.
that just happened. Second trade. We're
What did they get though?
almost Shedeur. Watch because of that private workout.
No, I'm saying what are they going to give up though?
That is, I don't know. That's crazy. Any thoughts on that, on the trade here? Since you predicted it. There he goes.
Who?
Camera's on him again.
Everybody's thinking that this is what they're going to do. So
If they do, they could go.
Deion's
They
like-
can go. They can
Deion's
go
like,
Jackson Dart.
Deion's over there. Yep.
They can
But-
actually go Jackson Dart
They
here.
just showed. They just showed him. They just showed Shedeur and Jackson Dart. If they
Right.
go
Really?
quarterback,
Neither of them are
they're
on the
stupid
phone,
because they have
so-
Russell Wilson.
neither of them were on their phone, although they're I don't know
They
if they're consoling or hugging Jackson because of
Well, he's hugging people. Jackson's
is
hugging
that because
people.
they're
And that must be then. I think the pick's in.
of course
I would go
it's
Jackson
hugging
Dart.
him.
If it's Jackson Dart,
And Golden's still doing selfies.
Yep. Why not? Why not? He's got to appease to the crowd.
would.
And that's a lot. There's a lot of Packer fans out there in that crowd, so why not? Pick is in.
So at pick 2, we had a trade. At pick 25, there's a
Five.
trade.
Got-
Mm-hmm. The question would be who gave up what?
yeah, that's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Well, they have to give up a first.
Giants have 2 first-round picks. What, they gave up their 34th pick?
No, they trade up. They
I
trade
know.
their 30. They probably traded
That's what I'm
their
saying. That's what I'm saying. They get rid of their 34th.
second one.
Yeah, their
They got-
34th.
Yeah, their 34th, and I guarantee you their gave up next year's first round. Now that's what I'm speculating.
Sounds right. Because Giants were picking at 34.
So they gave up the second round, 34th, and next year's first round. Now I don't know where the third one
They're
would be.
gonna get Dart, I believe. Yeah, Dart was hugging
Yeah.
people, so I think it's Jackson Dart.
Yeah,
It'll be interesting. The pick is in, but yet they're doing their TV station break so they can pay for all of this.
So we have Jameis Winston, Russell Wilson, and now Jackson Dart. If he goes.
if he goes.
Yeah. So, would this be another year Russell Wilson flips out
Ooh,
if they go quarterback?
that's going to be 3 quarterbacks.
Jameis Winston and yeah.
That's going to be an issue. Can you imagine being in that locker room on the quarterback?
That'll be Kenny Pickett all over again.
All right, who are we going to get?
So you get Russell Wilson just to get a rookie quarterback.
Do you
Yeah,
think
but
Russell Wilson would help him?
Probably not.
Probably
Russell-
not.
Russell Wilson wants one more Super Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Steve Sports Talk 1. Giants take Dart here. Mark said they're going to get Dart, I believe. So,
And Jackson Dart was hugging people right before the commercial break. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh, I got a question. I got to tell y'all this. I got to tell you this. If it happens, the Giants owner son, you remember last year, right? Y'all remember last year when the Giants owner or that tweeted out the bet that the Giants needed the 3 guys? You remember that last year? That tweeted it out that they need to take the 3 people. And then last night, the owner's son on X posted a video of Jackson Dart, and as soon as he posted it, they deleted it, and his son's profile went dark.
Hmm.
So I didn't know if y'all knew that or not.
Nope. I did not.
There it is, Jackson Dart. Got it.
Oh, they're saying Mark is saying Atlanta is trading back into the first round.
Jeez.
that's unbelievable.
So Houston gave up a 3rd and a 6th.
And Ralph's not here to hear any of his thoughts.
Who, JD?
No, Ralph.
Oh, Ralph. Oh,
Because Ralph had high hopes for Jackson Dart to come to Pittsburgh.
that's a big party.
Mm-hmm.
Trade alert. IHOP.
Atlanta Falcons. Oh wait, Minnesota's
All right, guys.
Minnesota's on the clock. Wait, no,
Falcons on the clock.
Falcons on the clock.
Okay, so who do the Falcons get now? They got 9 minutes.
The Rams are on the clock.
Oh, the pick is in.
The Rams
wow,
have the Rams have the Rams. There we go. Rams trade pick.
So who does the Falcons go with here?
Who do they need?
I think they need a running back.
Well, it says they need defensive tackles, cornerback, edge, wide receiver they could use.
In the late rounds, things are getting interesting.
They are. After this pick, we're going to sign off, though, so otherwise we can keep going and going and going.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's getting to be...
What did they pick up the first time?
Who?
The Atlanta Falcons.
I think they got a tight end. I think.
They went to tight end, so they need an edge, defensive line.
I think they
Corner,
got Loveland. I think
O-line,
they got
safety.
Loveland. I think they got Michigan's tight end.
Yeah, but they got a good tight end they got a good tight end though.
They took a defensive tackle the first round.
That's it. I thought.
Okay, so they took a defense tackle.
Okay. Well, there's the second quarterback to go out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he said he has traits like Josh Allen. He's got some traits like Josh Allen does.
Mm-hmm.
That's
why-
interesting.
That's why Ralph was so high on him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I heard Ralph yelling
I think
all
so
the way
too.
from. I wonder what his thought is.
All right, guys.
Come on, the pick is in.
Yeah.
Let's let Atlanta talk, and then we can.
Is there any more Georgia people in? I don't know if that Georgia has any more people in their draft boards or not.
They might have a
Yeah,
couple.
they have a safety. Malachi Starks from Georgia. They have a center. Jared
There we
Wilson is from Georgia.
Okay.
So they do have some.
Falcons will go offense.
I'll say
Watch him-
defense again.
Watch him
I'll take
get. Watch him get Henderson. Watch.
Jeez.
Philip
Falcons-
Rivers traded for Eli.
They'll go-
Manning. Yeah.
Oh, defense.
Defense. They'll go to defense. Not bad.
James Pierre Johnson.
Not a bad pick.
Nope.
Okay, guys, with that, thank you everybody that's been tuning in. Thank you everybody that's actually been chiming in and in the chat. We appreciate everybody. And we hope you have a great rest of the draft. And there's a couple more, some rounds tomorrow and Saturday, so enjoy. Everybody have a good night.
Yep. Good night, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Catch you guys.